Hey everybody, this is Captain Muniz with Nomad Fishing. Today I'm bringing you the fishing report. It's May 30th, 2024. It's Friday and it's time for the weekend. Well, I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is this morning the weather was really nice, seas were calm, and a lot of boats were going out and catching their limits of mahi. I talked to several captains that went out this morning and did really well on them. I did not fish. I had some other stuff to do this morning, but it looks like the reports were very good, and some good amounts of fish are moving into the area. Most of the mahis are anywhere from about 800 feet out to about 1100. They're under weed lines. There hasn't been a lot of birds around. What I found to be working pretty good is finding debris within the weed lines. So let's say you see, a mile of weed lines, you run that weed line until you find a piece of floating debris. It could be a board, it could be a pallet, it could be a piece of bamboo, a rope. Anything you find can hold fish. Like I said, there haven't been a lot of birds, which are usually the biggest sign of fish. Besides the mahi fishing, which has been pretty good the last 2 or 3 days, the blackfin tunas are still on the edge. They've still been biting pretty good, especially early and late in the day on live bait. The wind started blowing this afternoon. It's actually blowing about 17 knots right now. So if some of you that were thinking about going out tomorrow may want to stay in on the edge if you don't want to run offshore and get beat up. If you do stay in on the edge, one thing you could target is those blackfins, like I said, using light leaders. I'd say fluorocarbon, about 30 pound fluorocarbon with a small circle hook. You probably get them real good. Best baits are pilchards, herring, and they will eat goggle eyes too. So don't be afraid to put a big bait on there. They like the baits fish off the kite a lot. They hit those really well. If you don't have live bait, they also like to hit the vertical jigs, even though you tend to catch, sometimes you catch smaller fish on the vertical jigs, but you do get a lot of bites, so it kind of makes up for it. Besides the mahi and the tunas, there's also been a good amount of mutton snappers, both in Miami and down in the Keys. Obviously, the bite has been better down in the Keys, especially after the full moon. I did talk to a couple captains. One was down near Key Largo. He absolutely slayed them over there. Did really good on the bottom fish. I spoke to another captain that fishes up this way just yesterday in the morning. He was out bottom fishing. He did really well on the muttons. Probably had 7 or 8, which for Miami standards, that's a really good morning of fishing. Like I said, down in the Keys, they've been getting them real good. They're spawning right now, and if you can find a good concentration of muttons, you can do really well on them. Besides the muttons, the yellowtail bite has been really good all the way from Miami down south to the Keys. You can anchor up for those anywhere between 40, 80, 90 feet, depending on the current. Usually the weaker the current, the deeper I like to go. Once you get past 80, 90 feet, it gets kind of difficult to get enough of them. You'll get a couple big ones, and that'll be it. If you're trying to catch enough for dinner, I try to focus my efforts inside of like 80, 85 feet or less. You usually get more quantity there. The bite has also been good in the Bahamas for the yellowtail, for the snapper, which is not unusual for this time of year. Captain Art is over there now fishing, and I got a report from him last night. He says he was catching 3, 4, 5 pound yellowtail. All he wanted. Said the sharks were bad, but he's still catching as many as he wanted. They did spend a little time looking for tunas, didn't find any tunas out on the other side there in the channel, and they did catch a few nice mahis out there while they were looking for the tunas. So there's plenty of fish to be caught. It's been pretty hot, so if you're going to go out, make sure you stay hydrated and make sure you protect yourself from the sun. Well guys, there you have it. Until next time, please don't forget to hit that like button and leave your questions and comments below. Thanks again, and tight lines.